Welcome to RX1 Live, RX1 Nation Live with Claxton and Corbet. Big weekend last weekend. Um, why don't we start with just how the race went? Do you want to start with the podiums?
Yeah, we could start with the podium. Yeah, we could definitely do that.
All right. You got that? Or you want me to take a stab at it again here?
Oh, you could do like last time. Okay,
All
go
right, all
ahead.
right. I've been practicing here. I've been
I'll
practicing.
comment on it. You know, you
I
gotta
haven't,
get on your French pronunciation on names. So,
I haven't offended too many of the French community yet. All right, we'll start with the women. In third place in pro, we have Cynthia Dion.
yeah, really
And
good comeback.
yeah,
Really good comeback. I mean, she came back last year on the nation tour. She stamped herself well last year, and we could see that she took an upper notch and definitely one of the favorite, I would say, for third or fourth of the season, I would say, because we have Evelyn, Marjorie, and Emilie Moreau. That seems to be a notch over her, but definitely will make a good run for that third place.
and speaking of the very same, in second place, Emily Moreau.
Yeah, Emilie Moreau's second best performance in a row. She was invited by Marjorie. Marjorie wanted a challenge. She called Emilie. She said, "You got to come up. I want to see head to head with you." And so they went head to head, but Marjorie was I wouldn't say way better is not the right word. I mean, she had a good edge right in the middle of the race. You could see Marjorie would win this thing. You know, like she settled herself in the first place as soon as she got into the reptive zone, and you could tell that Emilie couldn't catch up. You know, she wouldn't have the time to actually catch up to Marjorie at the pace that Marjorie was showing. But I had to say that a bit more experience from Emilie. So by the time we get to August at the final, then I don't think it's going to be not an easy win, but a sure win. That's the right word. A sure win for Marjorie Lessard against Emilie when it comes down to August, because Emilie is still learning, starting the ropes. Am I starting too fast? Am I starting too slow? She's still learning all of this, and Marjorie has the experience on her side. So for now, Marjorie had a good victory, you know, a sure victory on Emilie. But let's see in August what's going to happen.
Yeah, and like you say, Marjorie taking first place. What is it with Marjorie that has put her that notch above? Like, is it the fact that her cardio, like her running and the rowing and then the machines, is that up another level? And then she's strong throughout the lifting section, or is she just lifting and gymnastics? What makes her so strong?
She's like Alexandre Martel. Alexandre Martel for years with us was, even now with 35 plus, he's a force to reckon with, because they never seem tired. Never. And that's scary for an opponent when the person never looks tired, never shifts his gear either. It's the same gear and the same momentum throughout. Like there's no change. You look at Marjorie, you never see her all of a sudden go fast or take an edge on some. It's the same tempo the whole race. And that you master that throughout the years of experience of at what speed do I start, knowing that I'll finish first anyways, or somewhere in the podium. And with all the years, she also built all the weaknesses that she had. She fixed them, because at first she was an amazing runner and amazing at cardio, but she had no strength, no gymnastic. So she worked on that over the years. It took her a while to be a champion. Like it's not even 1 year anniversary last time she was champion. It was August of last year. But before that, she couldn't get that championship. I mean, every finals, something would happen that she wouldn't make it. So it's she's been, I think, 6 or 7 years in the product. So it's 6, 7 years of work before becoming a pro champion.
It's the way you put it, it makes sense. And I've had a couple of people ask me, they're like, what's it like to run RX1? What's it like? Do I need to be fast? Do I need to be strong? Do I need to be this? Do I need that? You need to know how to pace. You need to know, because that's what wins it for you, is avoiding those rest breaks.
Yeah, 100%.
If you can just keep going, even if it's not a fast pace, but just keep forward progress, it
Yeah,
means the world. And all of a sudden you'll find yourself up there.
exactly. And you lived it when you were intermediate.
Yeah.
That pace, intermediate is faster. It's a constant pace, but it's a faster constant pace.
Yeah.
So as you get to pro, the pace is slower and slower and slower, but it's still a constant pace. And the best potential pace to get, yeah, like Ian McDuff, I think you're going to go through the men after, but Ian McDuff won the race this weekend. He won it in a perfect fashion. Like he came in, I think 6 or 7 on the skipping rope in the rep zone. Marc-Antoine Tremblay was way ahead of him. But Jan didn't flinch on his pace. He knew his pace. He kept it. He got to the rep, okay, to the barbells at the end. It was maybe 5 reps or 6 reps behind Marc-Antoine Tremblay. And Jan, for him, he knew the barbells are my game. So if I'm only 6 reps behind, when I get into the barbell, I'm winning this for sure. You could tell in Jan's face, like it was obvious as Jan touched the barbell that he was going to win. It was obvious right there because he had kept the right proper pace. He didn't look out of gas and just close enough to a guy that doesn't master yet the barbells.
So we'll go through it quick since you mentioned it. So in third place for the
You
men.
got captain here, huh? You remember that guy?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Toronto had good fights with this guy, Christian Rioux, the captain of Les Costauds.
I had to move to expert to get away from him.
I like that.
All right, in third place, Raphael Petrin.
Yeah, new guy. New
New guy.
guy. Never heard of him. New guy came in. A fantastic attitude. Uh, I was animating how to say that in English? Animating or
Animated.
animated? Yeah, the event, and I completely forgot the guy. He was so low profile, doing his own little thing in the back. I never mentioned his name up until the last few reps that there was left, and I was like, "Wow, this guy is battling for third right now." And so came out of nowhere. A great person, fantastic personality. So will be someone new to look to because I never heard of the guy.
You know, and to jump on a podium in his first try. I mean, that's a heck of a rookie debut.
Exactly.
And I just steered you wrong there. So it's commentated, not animated.
Commentated.
Commentated.
Thank
All
you.
right. In second place, Marc Tremblay Couture.
Yeah, Marc-Antoine Tremblay dessus that, this guy, I mean, I think he had him in an interview in the past. I mean, he's won everything last year on the regular season, fell at the final, came full summer of hard work, winter, I mean, of hard work. We could see his video on in the stories and everything. The guy got some meat on him. Like, he's got extra meat compared to the last year. Worked really hard. And he decided not to do every race this year. Last year, he did all the race, came out flat at the final. So you can see that he's planned here this year. And up until that surprise of Jan, just doing a perfect race from Jan. Jan has about close to 10 years of experience with us. He's never ran a race as perfectly as this one. Never. And that's the only thing that beat Marc-Antoine Tremblay too, because he had it easy. Marc-Antoine had that win if it wasn't for Jan just having a perfect day.
Yeah, and I mean, you say Jan McDuff taking the win. He is a guy, like you say, 10 years. So from the moment I started, that was a name that I saw that was like, this guy's right up there. He's right up there. He's got the training and he's got the team. So great for him to put together a great race. Who was the team? Who was our team of the day? Who took out the dominance? Because now we're into a different region, right? You're into Quebec, so you're going to have some new teams coming out, new people coming out.
Yeah, well, the big surprise coming out of first of all, Squad Team Chaos that we keep talking about since the beginning of the year, they came with a legion of 21 athletes all the way to 12 years. And I guess most of those athletes were in Team Chaos #1 because they scored very well again there in 12 years. But the team that really, like when you saw the power ranking, they went +8 is L'Usine Terrebonne, I believe. L'Usine Terrebonne, am I mistaken, Dave?
Here we go. Now, so we got the team.
There you go. Yeah, L'Usine Terrebonne. So +8 in the power ranking. They did. I mean, in every category, they classified people in the top 3. They did what an amazing performance from L'Usine Terrebonne. And that's not a rookie team because they were there last year, but it's a team that we kind of hear about a little bit there and there, but nothing to excite us, but they definitely put excitement at the weekend. And them and X-Crew Ajikin, the 2 loudest team, and Jan McDuff too, the 3 loudest team at the event. It was crazy. It was one crowd there, another crowd there, and it was loud as I ever seen Rx1 Nation being.
Yeah, and that's what you want, man. You want the fans to do it. You want the cheering, you want the chanting, you want the pulling for each other. That gives it that great atmosphere. So what about did we have a good battle? You mentioned both Marjorie and Emily, and you mentioned Yan and Marc Tremblay. What was our battle of the day?
Ah, man, it has to be Juvenile Woman. I'm telling
There
you,
you go.
Juvenile Woman. Girls of what's Juvenile? They're 16 and 17. I'm going to screw up the name, but there was a girl, Amanda something. We had Ellie and Sydney, and I'm missing another one, Lily. 4 girls Okay, 4 girls, as gentle, like you're afraid to break them, so gentle that they are. But they weren't gentle in that rep zone. They were warriors, like literally warriors, Vikings fighting their lives. And it went like change of position like this. I got goosebumps telling you right now. They kept changing positioning up until the bar zone. They were all 4 of them in the bar zone, freaking battling for that podium. I'm telling you, it was amazing. And it's the number 4, the girl that was fourth coming out of the skipping rope that ended up taking up the win, passing in the bars. But that was the battle of the day. The crowd was going wild. It was fun, and that's juvenile. It's not pros, it's not expert. It's a juvenile woman that gave us that show. And I have to mention the intermediate men, 55 plus. This is the category with the most talent. I told you expert woman
Yep.
1834. I was completely wrong. The intermediate 55 plus, I mean, the whole wave could win. Everybody in that wave could actually win. So when they got into the skipping rope in the zone, the Raptor, 8 out of those 11 guys were there battling, you know? So it ended up being, my God, it's 2 guys we don't even, who won this? I can't, my memory doesn't serve well who actually won this, but it ended up being like a battle up until the end between all of these guys. And guys that usually we see on the podium actually finished a bit outside of the podium because of the new guys. It was Clément Letourneau that was fighting until the end, and Jean Follem actually finished
Yep.
in third place. But that's a good, very, very, very good category, and also very fun to watch.
I'll tell you right now, we're going to be adding to it because John Cross is going to be making his comeback. He
We're
won't be
back.
back,
Oh
won't be
yeah,
back at the next one due to some scheduling conflicts, but he is
yeah,
coming back this year and he's looking forward to it. He's ready to
fantastic,
throw down. He
fantastic.
sees the results and he's like, I need to be up there. He's ready to go.
Don't forget, John, you got to do 2 races before the final.
Yeah,
Final.
yeah, yeah. All right. And then we talked last time after the first race in Gatineau. We had our weekend warrior. Who out there jumped out and just put on a show for you and really outdid themselves?
Oh, this weekend, this weekend. I have to it's I have to give it to Jan McDuff, honestly, even if he's a pro and that one,
Yeah,
because
there's
I mean
nothing wrong with that.
the guy worked building the course, so he showed up Friday morning, left his house at 4:30 a.m. I mean, came to the race, did the whole sit up on the Friday, like lifted all these weights that you guys actually lifted that day. He lifted them like all day long. We finished around 8 o'clock at night. The guy was completely dead, didn't sleep all night, because he knew he had to race it after. He was actually telling us that I won't race. It doesn't make sense that I race. On the Saturday, he's the course director. So all day he's running around left and right. In the day, he's telling us, I don't think I'll run this, and then ends up with a win like this. I mean, we were all like excited for him because I mean it didn't make sense that he would win, So it sounds weird to give that to a pro, that a little award for the week, but to me, it's the guy that unexpectedly did something fantastic.
Well, I think sometimes when you go into a race and like, especially, and I've been on there where I volunteered at races or helped set up or whatever, and you're like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm just going to go out and I'll do just go as a workout and I'll just put it in as a train through process. But you've got no stress, you've got no pressure because you've taken it all off yourself and you're like, I'm just going for a run. I'm going to have a good time. And then all of a sudden, because you, like you say, pace yourself so well, you're all of a sudden in it. And you're like, oh my God, I'm in it. Now I'm racing. And
Why do
it's
you think so many athletes are actually refereeing?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ask them, 90% of them will tell you exactly what you just said.
yeah.
It takes their mind off of it. They're refereeing, they're part of it. They see also the exercise one by one, So it puts them in the game that way without having to stress about, okay, I got 3 hours to go. I got 2 hours. I want 1 hour to go. And that's why they do it. It's just their mind is somewhere else. And then when it's time to race, okay, now I'm thinking about it an half an hour prior, example.
All right. So a couple things going into the race. Going into the race, last week when we talked, you had mentioned we were reviewing the course, the dead ball throw. And you're
Yeah.
saying you could take a little step, and that seemed to confuse some people as to what was going to be allowed and what wasn't. How did that work out?
It was a mistake that we forgot to change it in the athlete guide. The rule we copy paste from last year, and that's the one place that we forgot to change it, and that created the actual confusion. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been any confusion, But that the fact that they read something and then they saw something else, that created confusion. So I mean, we had a meeting this week. There was three things like that happened. That the communication was wrong. Example, the deadlift. The deadlift, we were planning on having a 200-yard zone, and when we got there, I mean, all we had available was about 40 yards. So we
Okay.
ended up having to do less rep, and we brought the weights much higher. So for some athletes, it was a surprise right on the spot. So those are things that we'll correct in making sure that we do stories on the Friday night. If there is changes, make sure everyone and sending it to the captains also so they can forward it to their teams on the Friday night, and also the person that gives the start reminding the people at the start as well. So it was a good learning experience as far as that.
And there was one other thing I heard about some issues with some placement on the handstand push-ups. With the plates, with the weight plates, or being in the way. Maybe the width of it might have been on like the width of your hands for the handstand
Let's
push-up.
put it that way. It made for people that took advantage of it. It helped them out. Like so we basically the box was the plate. So do whatever the one you want with the plate. Put your hands wherever you want. That's your box. So whoever took an advantage and was smart to say, well, okay, they allow me to go that wide. Let me go that wide. It definitely give them an edge. Okay. The reason that we did this is the ground was very very uneven. So we figured it was a lot more comfortable having the ends on that than having the ends on the ground that is uneven. And same thing for the pros, the head is on the floor. So instead of having a head on the grass that was damp in the morning, we figured might as well having all like the plates and the mat in the middle, so everything is soft. I can't say we didn't like the experience. Actually, we kind of liked the experience. The only thing that we might change is on the actual plates having just a tape to show how wide that you can actually go.
Okay, perfect. And something I wanted to throw in there too, just that I noticed on the results, and I don't know the young man's first name. C. Morissette was the fastest on the course on the day with a 29:06
That's
from
crazy.
the
That's crazy.
14 to 15-year-old cadet. So congrats,
That's
man.
crazy.
Good for you. That's flying.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's listen. We try to avoid this. We don't like when we see times under the 45 minute. Honestly,
Yeah.
we're not. We live with it, but we're not happy when we actually see it. And often it's when we have to change. Example here, we're supposed to do 200 yards slam ball and 200 yards deadlift. That's
Yeah.
a huge difference. That's 400 meters right there.
Yeah.
You turn it into 150 meters, you're looking at 2-3 minutes right there just on that one particular exercise. So sometimes when you have to change the course a little bit like that, it could create that. And there's athletes that are just way too strong for the category,
Yeah.
and sometimes they need to, unless they don't complain and they're happy with their 35 minutes, 36 minutes and paying the price that they pay. But at one point too, you got to say, okay, am I in a proper category if I'm 10 minutes ahead of the next one, or I'm doing a time under 40 minutes? I mean, I'm way too fast. Maybe I should be thinking about let's go up in the next category. But if they're happy doing it in that time and paying what they pay, I mean that's their choice. But we try to avoid that. We try to avoid the below 45 minutes race.
Yeah. And you know what? I put a personal challenge to everybody out there because me, myself, I try to race in whatever the highest possible category where I can complete the race. Just because
Exactly.
it's a challenge. You got to be, to me, there's no glory in winning a race that is, I don't want to say beneath you, but is lower than your skill level. There's no glory in that. Push yourself.
I
Be hard.
I like you say that because I told Jean Follem he runs an intermediate an expert 55 plus now, but there's one movement that there's a master. So depending on the race, he either goes intermediate or expert. And so that particular race, he went intermediate and he finished third. And I don't think Jean ever finished third ever, but there's new clients now in that category that are really good. So I went to him and I said, you know what? That's the most deserved. Like it's just your best medal that you
Mhm.
ever won, Jean. There was a lot of competition against you and you jump on that podium. As far as there's that, I find you could stay there forever in that category if you want to. You're
Yeah.
not killing the category with 5-6 minutes ahead. But when you do that, when every single race you're finishing 5-6-7 minutes of the second one, I mean, come on, you got to challenge yourself, and it's also for the rest of the group.
Yes.
It's how do they feel? They never feel like they can reach you. Like so, it's discouraging before they even enter into the category. So we can't force anyone. Everybody's paying their tickets, but like I think what you're saying is 100% right.
Yeah. So next week we're out to Saint Andre Avelin for the
That's true,
second
my
race in
friend.
Gatineau, the first race in Montreal East. Um, any heads up, any clues, anything that people should expect? I am quite a
Listen,
fan of this.
expect
I'm a fan of this
wearing a
location.
cowboy hat. If you don't have a cowboy hat, you're
Yeah.
out. We don't let you in. It's country style, radio, country music all day. Everything is based on country. So the final part of the race is a rodeo. We are planning on 11 racer every 7 minutes going on the course. Okay. That means in the rep zone, we're going to be at one point somewhere between 30 and 35 athletes at the same time. Okay. We've ordered enough referees for it, but it's a rodeo. We call it the rodeo. It's just crazy, you know? And the way it rolls, like you don't keep your same bar, you don't have your same handstand mat. Is you're going to the bar, you pick whatever bar is free. Then you're going to the instant push up or whatever the exercise, you pick that and you just keep going like that nonstop in that rodeo. People really liked it last year. The crowd liked it last year. So we kept the same kind of rodeo, but we just up it a level this year.
This race last year was one of my favorites, one of my
Oh, yeah.
personal
Okay.
best performances. And one of the things I did like about it, and actually I did terrible at this particular section, but I did like it a lot, was the sled pull with the rope where we were able to decide how much weight you wanted to put on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
And that was a lot of good. I liked that because to me, that was super inclusive where anybody could do it.
yeah,
But if you were strong, you're going to get rewarded for being stronger and being faster. And I enjoyed that.
yeah.
That was this one of my favorite events. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Glad to hear.
All
Let's
right,
go.
man.
Come on, too fast these 20 minutes, David.
I know,
Sorry.
but it's good. And so we'll see you next week. And when we come on next week, we will have the course be released and be able to review that and get ready. So, everybody, Nation, thanks for tuning in. Take care.
Thanks, Dave. Ciao, Nation.